In this video, I'm going to read two excerpts from two different articles. The first one is Fateful Decisions, from pages 378 to 380 in Facing History and Ourselves, Holocaust and the Human Behavior. In 1943, in Germany, Christabel Beilenberg was asked to hide a Jewish couple. Her husband Peter was out of town. Because she knew her neighbor Carl was involved in hiding Jews, she went to him for advice. She was very surprised when he advised her not to hide the Jewish couple. Here is Christabel's account of the situation. I had come to Carl for advice. Well, his advice was quite definite. Under no circumstances whatsoever could I give refuge to the man or to the woman. Seeing that Nick, my oldest son, was going to school, it could not be long before I would be found out, and the punishment for giving refuge to Jews was concentration camp, plain and simple. Not only for myself, but for Peter. But where were they to go? Was I to be the one to send them on their way? Carl said, "Now you have come to a crossroads, a moment which must probably come to us all. You want to show your colors. Well, my dear, you can't, because you are not a free agent. You have your children." As soon as I pushed through the hedge again and opened our gate to the road, letting it click back shut behind me, I sensed rather than saw some movement in the darkness about me. "What is your decision?" The voice, when it came, was quite close to me and pitched very low. It must have belonged to a small man, for I was staring out over his head. "I can't," I said, and I had to hold on to the railings because the pain in my side had become so intense that I could hardly breathe. At least, did I hope to get rid of that pain by some sort of feeble compromise? At least I can't for more than a night, perhaps two. "Thank you." Again, just the voice. The little man could not have been much taller than the railings. Thanking me in heaven's name for 2 miserable days of grace. I loathed myself utterly as I went back to the house to fetch the cellar key. The second article is called Links in a Chain. It's an excerpt from pages 383 to 384 in Facing History and Ourselves, Holocaust and Human Behavior. On the morning in 1942, as Marian Pitchard was riding her bicycle to school, she passed a home for Jewish children. What she observed that day changed her life. She recalls, the Germans were loading the children, who ranged in age from babies to 8-year-olds, on trucks. They were upset and crying. When they did not move fast enough, the Nazis picked them up by an arm, a leg, the hair, and threw them into the trucks. To watch grown men treat small children that way, I could not believe my eyes. I found myself literally crying with rage. 2 women coming down the street tried to interfere physically. The Germans heaved them into the truck too. I just sat there on my bicycle, and that was the moment I decided that if there was anything I could do to thwart such atrocities, I would do it.